Hello, Promotion Party Tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Shining Force 3 Scenario 2 Promotion Party with me, BlueAnkylo. So it should be some fun here. So, between episodes, as I said I would, I got everyone to level 17, thank you, ship, or so. A few people are a little bit higher. We'll talk about that in just a second. I even leveled up good old Waltzy, even though I don't intend to use her, but I figured we should at least promote her and see how her stats compare. But, you know. So you can also see we've got quite a lot of gold, and this boat's gonna keep doing that, isn't it? It's really loud for me. So Uryudo has leveled up quite a lot. No new spells other than Aura, but we got into there. Specifically, the people that are at higher levels, the reason David is higher is because I wanted to get his weapon skills to level 2 for at least the spear and the axe. I haven't leveled up his knife at all, but it took a long time. That's where I spent most of the time, actually. And I wanted Hedva to get to level 20 because at level 20, unpromoted, she does learn Freeze level 3. Nobody got any stats at level 18, 19, or 20, as predicted at this point. So I can't really recommend it. But if you want Freeze level 3 a little early, sorta. It might even be quicker to just promote her and get her to level 8 or something normally, but technically you can get it before she promotes, and I figured, hey, might as well. Otherwise, no stats at all. Julian was leveling up his knife, so he got to 18 by accident. And Dawnhort, well, he just does Dawnhort stuff. So anyway, stat-wise, let's have a quick gander. Currently, everyone has unequipped any rings, and they've got, like, their primary weapon equipped. So it's as fair a comparison as I can make. So we've got Medion, who has, I consider 20 defense, slightly above average. You'll see everybody else. And also, I guess, to be fair, his weapon type does give him a little bit of agility. There you go. So if he unequips his rapier, he does lose 3 agility. But otherwise, he's got a pretty high base attack. Now, I know some people got some armor milk and power wines and stuff. I forget exactly how many stats various characters got, so I can't. It's not a perfect comparison, but I know Shining Force 3 balances stuff up pretty well ahead of time. So anyway, Medion, pretty solid. Actually, probably the strongest of the 3 characters in their initial form. We've got Campbell, whose stats are very, very similar. But I know I poured at least 2 power wines into him, and I think at least 1 armor milk. So I think his stats might be a bit worse than Dantrez, although I'd have to look Dantrez's up before he promoted. But I feel like Campbell has been a little bit weaker overall. He has a great class with movement and weapon type, but his stats are a little bit low. His HP is less than a possibly boosted Medion's. We've got Synthesis, who has very low defense. Otherwise, nothing to really remark. Uryudo is promoted already, so his stats are going crazy. Pretty much everyone in promoted gets +2 defense every level up, and 1 or 2 attack, depending on their class. Waltz, we can compare Waltz to Bernard here. So now Bernard has a better weapon, so he's got the range 3 weapon with a little bit higher attack. But otherwise, that's the difference. They're both level 2. In fact, maybe I can get a better, like, if I unequip their weapon. Waltz is just not as good. So she has inventory management every time. Just a sec. Sorry guys, I can't even check what it's like for her to not have a weapon equipped without getting rid of something. Dang, boat horn is driving me bonkers. So if Waltz did not have a weapon equipped, her base attack is 15. Like, that's tiny. That's terrible. She's got no attack ups like her entire career. So 15, 14, 13 compared to 21, 15, 15. So, you know, Bernard's got a solid 6 base attack on her, plus his weapon type is far better with the damage and the range. So, I don't know, maybe Waltz is better later on, but I'm not going to use her again. I leveled her up just to see, and it's not good. Rock is definitely not one of the stronger characters, but I have to keep him for his support bonus. With 19 defense, it's an acceptable amount of defense. I don't think I gave him any armor milk, or maybe I did, I forget. But he's like basically my only axe user in all of Scenario 2 other than David. So, oh, by the way, if I didn't mention it, I think everyone has level 2 in their weapon skills now. I made sure to do that. So yeah, Rock's stats, they're okay. Zero's actually surprisingly high defense. I must have given him an armor milk, but even still, he would have had 18 or 19 or 20 base defense, and that's not bad. So, I guess actually, I forget one thing again. Like the rapier, he does have the advantage of weapon type here. So, he would lose 3 defense actually, and then minus the armor milk, yeah, he wouldn't be that high in defense. So, he looks pretty good, but again, I think I buffed him up a bit. Hazuki is quite strong, but again, I think I gave her some buffs. But she does have a really high attack power with the katana. It's a little bit lower with the shuriken, but the katana does a lot of damage. We've got David, whose attack power is absolutely insane, and his defense is, well, not really there. But, I've got him to level 2 spear and hatchet, and that's pretty awesome, really. I think I'm going to keep him, because he's got a weird weapon class, and, boy, can he dish out the damage. If we give him a tomahawk, what's it called? Arrow tomahawk or something? He'll have a range 3 axe, and that'll be amazing. We've got Hedva, who's about the same as Synthesis after it averaged out. 15, 17 compared to... I guess, actually, Hedva has slightly more defense and agility than Synthesis, by 1. It's very, very similar, though. The mages are not much different. It's just the spell selection. Julian is, in my opinion, probably the weakest of the starting classes, the starting heroes, as far as pre-promotions go. His base attack is worse than Medion's by 4 or 5. His defense is worse. His agility is worse. I got him to level 2 knife, but his stats are just all around worse. You should maybe consider pumping some power wines into him, or armor milks or something, because he's pretty weak. Don Hort, I don't really care about too much, but I should at least show it. Don Hort has died a lot. It doesn't actually count his kills, oddly enough, but he keeps running ahead and dying, and I hate him. But his stats are, promoted, so they're pretty good. Hera, again, very high stats because she's promoted. We'll see what everyone looks like once they've caught up. And I haven't used Robbie, so I have too many ranged units, so I don't really want Robbie. Even though a defense support is good, and probably better than a critical chance from the archers, I just don't want any more archers right now. I'd have to switch him, like it'd be like, I'd want to switch out Bernard or David to switch out an archer. And I like both of them, so Robbie's probably going to stay on the bench. Even though he has shells, and that's kind of cool. Anyway, the whole point here was to do the promotion party, and I already wasted like 7 or 8 minutes. Come on, Blue, we want to see the promotions. Hope you guys are ready. Alright. The last button I look at. So, time to be a hero. Oh, I didn't even look. His stats all went up. I should pay more attention. So, hold up. Just want to see so I can kind of compare. I really should have paid more attention. His defense went up. I think everything went up by like 2 or 3 points. But it definitely helps. And the big thing is, he'll level up really quickly now. Like, we can get to level 7 or 8 promoted in no time. And that'll be another, well, at two stats per level up could easily be, 16 or 18 more points and everything. Very, very quickly. Yeah, like 4 in attack, 3 in defense. Like, that's a good 2 or 3 level ups on its own. Plus, we're able to level up. So, like, I was thinking about it. I do not recommend, in Scenario 2, getting to level 17 before you promote. I recommend probably promoting around 14 or 15. Even comparing... That's a good amount of MP there. I like that. Even comparing the stat gains from, like, level 14, 15, 16, 17, where they did gain something, they were very small. Like, they were just 1 or 2 stats per level up. And I think you'd be better off just promoting, probably on the Rain Blood battle, or maybe the one before that. Well, the Lightning was kind of a pain. The one before that was the one running away with the refugees, well, rescuing the villagers. So, I don't know which one, but somewhere in Chapter 4, before this fight, you should probably hit level, let's say 14 or 15. That's a good time to promote, and then by this battle, you'll be level 3 or 4 promoted, and it'll be a lot easier. That's my suggestion. 5 defense, that's really good. I like how it's sort of balancing out some of their weaker stats here. Or it's just boosting an attack to even insaner levels. So, I'm not going to actually show you the beginning of the fight again. I'm going to skip to the part where we cut off last episode, just to save a little bit of time. Because, well, you've already seen the beginning, and, well, it'll be a little bit easier, basically, now, because we've been promoted. It'll be a lot easier in Chapter 5 once we can start buying mithril weapons. I wish Hazuki got a little bit more defense, but other than that, it's pretty solid level ups. Also, keeping in mind, in case you forgot, when you promote, your magic damage generally goes up by a few. So, you generally get a higher buff. I like to see the little images of people change, too, when they level up. So, David's going commando, as you would, of course, expect. He at least gets some defense, considering his level ups have given him no defense in a long time. He'll probably get some now that he's promoted. I would be really surprised if he keeps getting 0 defense. I think her circlet's going to change color. Also, from Shaman to Summoner. She actually has no summons yet, but now that she's promoted, maybe she'll start learning them. And yeah, look at that. It's a pink tiara, or circlet. And we definitely want to promote Hero, or promote Julian. It might even be smart to make sure you level him up to like 3 or 4 promoted before you go to Scenario 3 with him, but I'm sure he'll be fine. I kind of have a plan. Alright, that's it. Everybody's been promoted. Before I go to battle, I am going to need to divvy out the rings and stuff. But stats all went up by, 3 to 5 or so, give or take. I think the theme is we got a little bit more purple. There's more purple there, there's more purple there. There's definitely more purple on her Yudo. Rock has a purple headband. Zero did nothing. Hazuki is blue now. I think she had a different color suit, maybe. David's hair is maybe bluer. I guess Hedva has to be pink because that's her thing. I think Julian's shirt is blue now. Who cares about Dawnhort? These guys didn't promote anyway. But yeah, I need to divvy out some rings. Now, I'm actually strongly considering giving the white ring to Julian, even though we'll lose it. Unlike Scenario 1, when he leaves, you don't get a copy of the items placed in your stock. So if I put something on him to transfer to Scenario 3 with him for his scenario, it's actually gone for Scenario 2 permanently. But he has so bad, well, it's pretty weak. I'm going to give him some ring at least, and I'll lose it. But I want to give him at least a little bit of defense for the road. I was thinking of the white ring, but it's pretty valuable. I don't know if I'll give that to him. Anyway, I'll decide that off camera. I'll set up my rings, and I'll meet you guys back to kill Krew-Wart, because that's what we need to do. So I'll see you guys in a little second or two. And welcome back, folks. So I just did the first half of the battle. No big deal. Couple people got levels up. You should expect basically, plus 2 or 3 HP and plus 1 or 2 attack and defense for pretty much everybody. That seems to be, like, it's really, really well balanced. No one seems to get huge plus 10 level ups in this game. So, same thing. You move across the bridge, you get ambushed by a few guys, the birds finally attack, you kill them. I think I haven't actually fought anything past this engine yet during all of my grinding, so I don't know exactly how I'm going to deal with this group. Obviously, we could level up a lot further than level 2 or 1, but I didn't want to cheese anymore. I'm going to try to find a way to do it with what we've got. But if you move 1 square further, then the enemies will attack you, or at least these two will. And that blocks your path, so only a couple people can even fight. Which is... Also, I put 0 up there, which is a little bit difficult. Also, just a quick overview of who I gave the items to. Mostly the same as last time, honestly. I wanted Medion to regenerate. I wanted Campbell to have a little bit better defense. Actually, I gave the Earth Rod. We had a couple special weapons that you needed to be promoted for. The Earth Rod gives Synthesis the Golem Summon, which I suppose I should probably show. I've cast it once just to see. And so it's 7 MP for 26 damage, sort of summon. It's the same as Blaze 3, except a different element and 1 MP cheaper. And it doesn't work on groups, the same as Blaze 3. So I'm not too worried about it. But the reason it's a good staff, oh, forgot about that, is, well, I can't do it till her turn, but it gives her +2 or 3 defense. So I was able to give her a silver ring rather than a protect ring. Uryudo's got the life ring again for regeneration, although he's got a lot of defense, but regeneration on him seems like a good idea. I gave Rock the Swift Boots again. Zero, I gave the Battle Bracer for attack, because his attack is kind of the worst of my... I was looking at it compared to the other characters. He probably has the weakest physical attack right now of my, main attackers. I gave Hazuki a little bit of defense and luck. I gave David the defense and agility boost because I really like him, and he just needs to be a little bit more defensive. And his turns, he's a little bit slow, so I figured I'd speed him up. Hedva I gave a lot of defense because she's got really low HP. It's growing now, but she's got one of the lowest HPs, so she needs the defense to make up for it. Julian, I did decide to give the white ring, so I'm technically going to lose that white ring in this scenario. I was considering giving him a life ring instead, but you actually can't get more life rings. But I can get, mostly as many white rings as I want if I feel like I want more. So I don't mind giving him one. And nobody else really has much. So that's that. So I'm thinking I should attack. The enemy just had their rounds, or at least, well, the mage and the birds have had their turn. The one mercenary hasn't had his turn. And the bosses, well, if they attack, it's going to be tough. I don't think Elrond will attack us. He has very poor stats, so we could kill him. Krew-Wart, I'm pretty sure, is the normal boss for this battle, and he's, well, he's a bit tougher than a mercenary, I guess, but he doesn't seem that crazy. But I don't think he'll attack. Anyway, how am I going to do this? I want to make sure I kill the soldiers. And I'm a little bit worried about grouping up for the Master Mage, because he's got Freeze 3, which is pretty good. It's a nice long range, pretty powerful attack. So come on, controller, what are you doing? Can people on this side actually hit the mage? The answer is, well, Medion could, but it puts him in a dangerous spot. So if Medion can, then probably Hazuki could as well. 20 and 21. They've already had their... Actually, no, the mage will go before they get a turn, because we're at 17 right now. So... this is a tough nut to crack. Maybe I do just let them, See, I was planning on, not... Because if they block us up, they block the passage through, but... Maybe that's what we do. We just hold here and try to lure them out one or two at a time. I was honestly planning on being more aggressive, but, maybe this is the smarter way to do it. Yeah, there's the mage going. So the mage just had his turn. Trying to decide, should I attack now? Problem is, like, everything down here will kill Zero. The soldiers with the halberds, the birds with the lances. In fact, even where he is theoretically death from birds. So, I don't know what to do with Zero. Put him on top of the thing. There you go. Alright, let's attack here. I want to make sure I've got the axe equipped. About the same damage. We should be able to take the Krew-Wart soldiers down pretty quickly. I was really hoping for a nice, like, skill activation or something. David, I don't know if this is gonna work, guys. I put a save down before we started, but... I think Freeze 1 will do 15 damage, probably. But we need to defend Hedva one way or the other. She won't be able to take 2 hits. Alright, first kill for her, I believe, since she got promoted. John Hort, not helping. I should have gone with some support or defense, now that I'm thinking about it. Support for defense. So Medion, you know, he's got 29 defense. I could try to kill the mage. Oh, I'm probably just gonna get him killed. Let's do it. It's gonna be exciting. Medion. What was that? Hazuki will finish it off. Okay, the trick here is how much damage the Wing Knights do, really. Yeah, he's fine. I just have to kill the mage and the other soldier and maybe the mercenary. I just have to kill everything. Let's show you guys Golem. It's about the right time for Golem here, single target. You may remember him from Scenario 1. There you go. He's big, he's brown. You know, it's an earthquake. Actually, you know, I haven't tested it yet. I assume because it's a summon, it does the damage spreading, but I could be wrong. Okay, now, it would be nice for Hazuki to, you know, fight the birds off, but she needs to make sure the mage dies. Like, her tornado here wouldn't be a bad idea, but it's more important that the mage does not get a turn. And I'm still worried about keeping Medion alive even with this done, so. But Freeze 3 will definitely be too much if he takes another hit or two. Alright, so this one's okay. I'm a little bit worried about how much damage the mercenary can do if we let him attack Medion as well. We can attack him once here. What turn are we at here? 17. So this guy is going to get his turn very soon. Maybe we start by defending Synthesis. Now, Rock will do a ton of damage here, actually, because he's got the Rune Tomahawk that we found. So I don't really need to worry about that too much. Let's just finish this off before he gets a turn. Also, you know, might as well be Australian. Wow, that did so much damage. Mithril weapons, guys. That you just can't wait to see what's in the next town. I can't wait. But can we keep our hero alive? You know, oh, you know what I could have done? I could have used a healing drop on him. Why didn't I do that? Well, I think Campbell has to block the route for the mercenary to Medion. So we might as well stand here and toss a spear. Well, it doesn't really matter who he attacks. I don't think we're going to be able to kill the mercenary before it gets a turn. No, it's going to go right away. So the goal here will be to kill the birds before they get another turn. It depends on what the boss does, really. I think we've got it down to what does Krew-Wart do. And if he attacks Medion, we're in... Well, Medion dies. Otherwise, I think we're good here. Julian could probably lure out the mercenary, at least. Which would be fine. He's pretty defensive right now. Thanks to the white ring, he can take a hit. Okay, actually, that's fine, maybe? I don't like that. Well, so much for everything being fine. Dodge! Come on, Campbell. Alright, well, no, I'm not. That's too much friendship. That's a ton of friendship gone.